Hello students, good evening. Welcome to the session on how to crack IBPS RRB exams. People are joining, let them join. Students are still joining, let them join. We'll start in a couple of minutes. If you have any queries, you can actually type in your chat box. Good evening, Divya. Kirti Kanikar, good evening. Sivaranjani, good evening. Anasuya, good evening. Okay, familiar names. We have interacted earlier also, right? This is the problem with the virtual classroom. I remember your names, not your faces. Okay, Divya. Yes, sir. Voice is getting echo. Is my voice getting echo? Divya, Sivaranjani, Anasuya? Good evening, Pooja. No. No. Anasuya is saying yes. Why some of you are getting echo? What's the reason? Now is it fine? Good evening, Rose. Deepa Dubey. Good evening. Okay, now it is okay. So I just moved my mic little lower. Now it's fine. Okay, fine. Give me some time. Maybe we'll start in a couple of minutes. Anaswara, good evening. Narmada, good evening. Shivani, good evening. Good evening. Venkata Sainath. Venkat Ashok, good evening. The webinar was held on 7th June on the YouTube channel with some network issues. Also, I'll try Anasuya. 7th June was what DI preparation, right? Otherwise, we will do one more session where you can attend. Puzzles. Okay. I'll try Anasuya. Good evening, Nazir. Adil Nazir. Okay. Okay, Anasuya, let me try to make a note. Fine. Now we'll start the session. Venkat Sainath, the arrangements is generally a reasoning topic. I generally deal with arithmetic DI interview preparation. So arithmetic arrangement tricks, you can watch the video uploaded on our YouTube channel. Or we'll be doing more webinars on reasoning, you can attend them. Okay. If you have any questions, you can post them. Once every 10-15 minutes, I'll be looking at the chat box. Right, students, let us start the session. So broad idea, what will be covered as a part of this session is we'll be spending very some time on your important notification details, like important dates, when's the last date to apply, what's the window to apply, what are the tentative number of vacancies, what is the eligibility criteria, maybe you look at age, you look at graduation, then selection process and exam pattern. So what's the selection process, how many tier exam, then what's the pattern of the examination, prelim, main, if it's single exam, what's the pattern of that single exam, then how to apply, because what are the posts you can apply and how to apply. These two things we'll see how to apply. Application fee, you can find it maybe on the notification detail. Those who are not read the complete notification, these are basic notification details for you guys. Then the most important thing is we will discuss the topic wise breakup, preparation tips and strategy. Maybe with respect to IBPS RRBs, if you look at last maybe 3 years or last 4 years, what's the range? Maybe if you take each topic, you take input, output, or you take deductions, you take puzzles, you take reading comprehension, or you take DI, you take quadratic comparison. What is important for prelim? What is important for main? For IBPS RRB exams. Then how should you prepare and what should be a strategy? Now, students, hardly maybe you can count from today. Today is June 14th. Now you have 45 days of time, or hardly 40 days, maybe 6 days you leave off your Sundays, your important assignments, etc. You have 40 days in hand. So 40 days, if you prepare, definitely you'll be able to crack the RRB exam. So in these 40 days, what should be done, what should not be done, do's and don'ts we will discuss. Then what are the online classes provided by time for a clerk exam and PO exam? That's very summary of the courses which we provide. These are the things we'll discuss as a part of the course. I'll cover very fast, very quickly the basic notification details. Then we will look at topic wise preparedness. Previously, just when you upload this in YouTube, we will upload the video. Maybe tomorrow we will upload this. Okay. Fine. Let us look at the important dates now. Online registration, including editing and modification of application, 8th June to 28th June. Payment of fee, online exam you have to apply online, and payment of fee is also online, 8th June to 28th June. So don't wait till 28th June. Servers will be busy. You will not be able to log in. There will be an internet connection. There will be no power. Rainy season. So I'm saying, if you are planning to write IBPS RRB exams, so apply as early as possible. Don't keep it postponing. Okay, kal karenge till I have time till 28. Say already 1 week time is over, 8 to 14. So you hardly have another 14 days. I'm saying, please step in and apply if you're planning to write. Then prelim exam call letter download in the month of July, August. Online preliminary exam in August. Result of preliminary exam September. Then main examination call letter download September. Exam will be in September, October. Main exam as well as single exam. Single exam will be for scale 2, scale 3 posts. Declaration of main exam or single exam for scale 1, scale 2, scale 3, October, result declaration. Interview will be in the month of October and November. Interview is only for the posts of scale 1, scale 2 and scale 3. Office assistants, as all of you know, there are no interviews. Provisional allotment, scale 1, scale 2, scale 3, office assistant, January 2020. December 31st night, your result will be out, the provisional allotment into RRBs. Now, if you are planning to get into RRBs, then definitely you need to what you called plan your 40-day preparation. So 40 days, write mock tests, prepare your areas which are not good at, all those things you need to do before you maybe you write this exam. 40 days of time is more than sufficient, provided that you spend some time, quality time on your preparation. We will see all these things little later. Now, if you look at RRB exam dates, maybe if you remember, IBPS released the calendar some time ago. These are the dates mentioned in the calendar: 1st August, 7th August, 8th August, 14th August, 21st August for office assistants and officer scale 1. Then officer scale 2, scale 3 single exam, main exam officer scale 1 will be on 25th September. And main exam office assistants is on 3rd October. Right? So that's what I'm saying. From today, you have 40 days of time for your preliminary examination. If you see the first date of the exam is on 1st August. So I'm saying till here, you have 40 days of time. So 40, maybe little more than that, 45, 46. I'm saying cutting down those extra 5-6 days, 40 days of time for your examination. Now, these are number of posts. By looking at this, definitely this time is a good news for all the job aspirants, right? See here, 11,190, then 9,271, then 9,529 in 2020. In 2021, 12,391. Approximately there is an increase of 30%. About 500 plus about 3,000 posts roughly. 2,700 to 3,000 posts increase, so approximately 30% increase in number of posts, maybe officer scale 1, scale 2, scale 3 and RRB office assistant put together. So 30% is a big number. Now, if you are planning to aim for RRB, I am saying this is the right time to start your preparation. You have 12,000 plus posts, and this is a very good news for all the students, right? Let me see any questions for me. Sectional cutoff, oral cutoff. Yes, there are sectional cutoffs and oral cutoffs. I'll discuss that. Eligibility criteria. As on 1st June, if you look at the age limit as on 1st June, you look at outer age limit 28 years, RRB office assistant. RRB PO officer scale 1 30 years, scale 2 32 years, scale 3 21 to 40 years. Now if you look at education qualification, it is as on 28th June. That means as on last date of your application, you should have a degree in any discipline, maybe PO, or you are applying for PO, or you are applying for clerk. So degree in any discipline. Now for officer scale 2, scale 3, some additional experience and what you call the percentage of marks work experience is given. You just look at the notification for more details. I have not included this because most of the students will be applying for scale 1 and they're applying for RRB office assistant. Right, students? This is eligibility criteria. Now if you are in final year, if you see, the point is like, if you need to have your certificate as on 28th June. You're in final year, final semester, you are not going to get the certificate on that date, then you are not eligible. As simple as that. Right? Let us look at selection process and exam pattern. Officer scale 1, it is 3 stage. We have prelim, main and interview. Office assistant 2 stage, prelim and main. We don't have interview here, no interview. All are objective type multiple choice questions only. Officer scale 2, scale 3, we have single exam, 2 stage here, single exam followed by interview. So interview is basically officer scale 1, scale 2, scale 3. Right? This is a selection process, number of stages. Now this is pattern. You can take a photograph, you can take a screenshot. Soumya is asking one question: what's the difference between SBI clerk PO, IBPS, RRB exam? See, IBPS, RRB exams means you're talking about IBPS, RRB. I assume that you're talking about IBPS, RRB office assistant. Generally, if you look at the basic difference in prelim exam, you have one more section in SBI clerk, or you take IBPS clerk, you have one more section called English. But here you don't have English in your prelim exam. Moreover, Gramina banks, you should know the local language of that state. Local language proficiency is must. Maybe in your 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, you should study. Maybe if you're applying for Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, then you should have studied Telugu as one of the language. Or if you're applying for maybe Maharashtra, you should study Marathi as one of the languages, right? Now that constraint is not there for SBI clerk and SBI PO local language. But what happens is, condition is like SBI clerk and IBPS clerk, you should know the local language. IBPS, RRB also should know the local language. Second thing is the level of difficulty of RRB exam, particularly RRB clerk compared to SBI clerk, is little lower. Separate cutoff for each subject. Yes, there is a separate cutoff for each subject. Each section is a separate cutoff mark. No, you don't have GD for officer post, Thomas. GD is only for SBI PO. I'll come to that, Signer, because cutoff is not a big thing. I have not included because RRBs. The point is like your section-wise and state-wise cutoffs. It is difficult for you to put everything in one slide, and also it is difficult for me to remember offhand. If you want that cutoff notification, I'll come back to cutoff little later, but don't have that cutoff in mind while preparing for your competitive exams. Cutoff is only an indicative number. You try to maximize your score because tomorrow you need to be there in your final merit list. So point is, you can check the cutoff details on our website. For which state you are applying, based on that you can check the cutoff details, or you can also check in what you called this thing. You can fill this, Pooja Yadav. You can fill this, but you should know Marathi. This is true, but it is for what state, what post. That is important, Sainath. So I'm saying cutoff is not a big deal. If you can prepare well, you can clear the cutoff, but don't focus on cutoff. Cutoff all depends on the post you have applied and the level of difficulty of the exam and the state. That's a different thing. No, there are no GDs, Hemalektic, no GD for RRBs. IBPS, RRB, PO, IBPS, PO, I think the same difference which you have told, right? So IBPS, PO, you don't need, for any PO post, you don't need any local language proficiency. English language will be there in prelim exam. In RRBs, there is no English language. Next is RRBs, you can write your local language also. PO, you can write either in English or Hindi only. And PO level of difficulty will be much, much higher than RRBs. Okay. That is what I am telling Kamakshi Madhu. Qualifying marks will be different for different posts, for different states, RRB office assistant. So you have to refer the website, right? So let us look at the what you call prelim exam pattern, officer scale 1 and office assistant. Reasoning 40 questions, 40 marks, quantitative aptitude, numerical ability. PO we call it as quantitative aptitude. Clerk we call it as numerical ability. 40 questions, 40 marks, total 80 questions, 80 marks. And cumulative duration is 45 minutes. That means these 45 minutes you have to divide among these two sections. Let us say I suggest spend somewhere around 25 minutes for quant because it involves little calculation, 20 minutes on your reasoning. Right, start with reasoning, then do quant, or start with quant, do reasoning, depending on your strong and weak areas. There is individual cutoff for each of these sections. Then if you look at RRB officer scale 1 and office assistant main exam pattern. Now, in main exam, reasoning 40 questions, 50 marks, general awareness 40 questions, 40 marks, quantitative aptitude or numerical ability. PO we call it as quantitative aptitude, office assistant numerical ability 40 questions, 50 marks. English or Hindi language. There is a choice between English or Hindi language. Among these two only, English or Hindi, you have to take either English or Hindi. As this particularly when you go to North India, people choose Hindi medium students, Hindi. And rest of the country will choose English medium, right? 40 questions, 40 marks. Computer knowledge, 40 questions, 20 marks. So each question I can say half mark. Here, each question 1.25 mark in quant. Or sometimes what happens is 40 to 1.25. Sometimes in reasoning, maybe in one of the years, he has given one question 2 marks, one question half mark, one question 1.25. That distribution will also be there. But cumulative duration is 2 hours. That means there is two important points which you should note here is no section wise time limit. There is section wise cutoff. That is why you need to spend equal amount or almost equal amount in almost all the sections here, right? So when you start the section, maybe you can start with the easiest section, like you can start with general awareness, you can do your computer knowledge, then do your reasoning, then do your English, finally you can put quant. These 3 and 5 are interchangeable. So if you feel like, sir, agar last mein quant hai to I'll be tense, then quant here. Third is reasoning, 5th is quant, then reasoning in 5th position. That you decide. But start with general awareness and computer knowledge because questions will be easy and you can solve them very quickly. Then you can spend some time on your reasoning section, then take a break in the sense do English section, then quant, or you do quant, English, reasoning, any order which is comfortable to you. Right, student? This is the paper pattern of IBPS officer scale 1 and office assistant main exam. Adil Nazir is asking one question. Local language nahi hai Pooja, Hindi or English mein you have to choose one. I think I have answered your question. What's the difference between Q and numerical ability? Quantitative aptitude, maybe you'll have more of DI. Numerical ability, you have more of simplification approximation. Little on higher side, right? Simplification. Speed maths wale question thoda zyada rahenge, numerical ability. But quantitative aptitude, you'll have more focus on data interpretation. General awareness, whether we can purchase any book or questions discussing by Time Institute more than enough, right? General awareness, when we go to that particular section, each section I have a separate plan. I think I'll answer there, sign up. I'll just which book to follow, how many months you have to study, all those we'll discuss there. Deepa Dubey, your question is not clear. General awareness में क्या करना है? Santosh, I'll take up general awareness when I'm discussing general awareness session, Santosh. Okay, I will discuss at that time. Each section by section I'll discuss. So general awareness is also as a part of our discussion. Very quickly we'll go to the notification details. Then we will take up general awareness discussion. What needs to be done, I'll discuss. Right, students. Now this is officer scale 2 and scale 3 exam pattern. This is single exam. Officer scale 2 general banking officer and officer scale 3. The exam pattern is same. Reasoning 40 questions 50 marks, financial awareness 40 questions 40 marks, quantitative aptitude and DI 40 questions 50 marks, English/Hindi, the student has to choose one among these two, 40 questions 40 marks, computer knowledge 40 questions 20 marks, total cumulative duration 2 hours. Here instead of general awareness he is saying financial awareness, so you should be thorough with some financial terms like CRR, SLR, their acronyms, their applications, etc. More on financial related terms. Right? Officer scale 2, that is general banking officer, and officer scale 3, exam pattern. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Officer scale 2, specialist officer. See, reasoning we have financial awareness, we have quantum DI, English, computer knowledge. In addition to that, we have a professional knowledge paper, 40 questions, 40 marks. Cumulative duration is 2.5 hours, 240 questions, 200 marks. Now, if you observe here, professional knowledge is, if you are applying for marketing post, you will have a marketing paper. If you are applying for IT officer, you will have an IT paper. If you are applying for law officer, you will have a law paper. That means which is related to subject, and it is your graduation level subject. There will be multiple choice 40 questions which you need to choose, which you need to mark as your answer, right? Basic fundamentals of marketing, finance, HR, IT, law, depending on the post you applied, will be questioned. So this is one additional paper for specialist officer when you compare with officer scale 2 and scale 3 single level. One additional paper you need to write. So total 240 questions, 200 marks. This is also a single exam, right? So this is paper pattern of officer scale 2, specialist officer. Negative marking, yes, there is a penalty for both prelim exam and main exam. 1/4 of the marks assigned to that question will be deducted. 1/4 is the negative marking. 1/4 of the marks assigned to that question. See, if it is 2-mark question, 1/4 of 2 marks will be 0.5. You have to be very careful. There will be penalty of wrong answers. For each wrong answer, 1/4 of the marks assigned to that question will be deducted. If it is a 1-mark question, 0.25. If it is a 2-mark question, it will be 0.5. It depends on it, right? Then if you leave any question in blank, that means you have not attempted any question, then there is no penalty for that. Right, students? How to apply? See here, you can apply for office assistant and one post among officers. Scale 1 or scale 2 or scale 3, depending. Scale 2 also GB or specialist officer, depending on your eligibility criteria. Maybe you have the required work experience, your required percentage of marks. Then you can apply for scale 2, scale 3 also, but you cannot apply for all 3. Officer post, you can apply any one, plus RRB office assistant. You can apply for only 2, RRB office assistant and one post among officers scale 1 or scale 2 or scale 3. That is what I have clearly given. You can apply for only one post in officer's cadre, scale 1 or scale 2 or scale 3, plus office assistant. 2 posts you can apply. You have to apply 2 posts separately. For one registration is not sufficient. For office assistant, there is a separate registration. For officer post, maybe you apply for scale 1 or scale 2 or scale 3, you'll have a separate registration. You'll be paid. You need to, what do you call, one second. Okay. So you don't have any what you call you need to pay fees separately for each of these posts. Maybe office assistant you have to pay the fees, officer post also you have to pay the fees, and you have to separately register and apply. You should apply only on IBPS website from 8th June to 28th June. No other, only online mode of application, no other mode is accepted. These are few things which you need to keep in handy before you start applying. One, scan of your photograph, signature. This as per dimensions mentioned in your maybe in the notification. Almost all the exams will have the same dimensions. I think most of you have the scanned photograph and signature. Left thumb impression, declaration form. You have to be ready with this and a valid email ID. All the questions, maybe all future correspondence will be made to this email ID and your mobile number you have given. So email ID and mobile number are 2 important things which you should always have. Right, students? Now, application fee. For reserve categories, it is 175. For all others, it is 850. That means office assistant, you have to pay 850 rupees, and officer scale 1 or scale 2, scale 3, you have to pay 850. That means 2 times you need to pay, 2 times you need to register. Right. Let us look at topic-wise breakup, preparation tips and strategy. Okay. Look at this. I'll take up few questions. Look at the slide. You can take which books we need to study, state board or CBSE. Deepa, it's like state board should be sufficient. You're talking about mathematics, right? Basically, maths. Reasoning, you don't have any state board or CBSE, right? So mathematics state board should be okay. Scale 2 में क्या qualification है? एक बार notification check कर लो. Scale 2 specialist officer, there's a different qualification. Scale 2 general banking officer, there's a different requirement. Once look at the notification, so I don't remember offhand. Let me know which type of computer questions will come in exam. I'll discuss, Anusha, when I come to that computer slide. Anyways, basic computer questions like computer architecture. Maybe your memory devices, RAM, ROM, virtual memory. Then you have software concept. Then you have e-commerce. Then you have what you call MS Office, like MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint, DBMS, basic database management system. Maybe what you call what is asset rules, atomicity, integrity, basic fundamental questions. And operating system, networks. Networks, particularly star topology, mesh topology, very basic fundamental questions from network students. एज लिमिट तो सेम है जो मैं बता दिया था ना, स्केल 2 को 32 इयर्स. संतोष गौड़. Right, look at this officer scale 1 and office assistant reasoning breakup. PO scale 1 and clerk office assistant breakup. Now look at these students. Now 40 questions, maybe prelim exam or main exam you take, you look at this particular topic. This is very important topic. Puzzles, maybe you take prelim, 30 questions out of 40, almost 75%, 20 out of 40, 50%, 23, 30, almost 70%. That means 50 to 75% of the questions, 50% to 75% of the questions will be from puzzles. Very important. Maybe you take linear arrangement, unknown number of persons, circular arrangement, facing insides, outside distribution, square arrangement, box arrangement. You take months, dates puzzle, scheduling puzzle, distribution puzzle. You'll have all types of puzzles asked here. Very important in your reasoning section. Then if you look at blood relation 0 to 5, what does this 0 indicate is prelim exam will be conducted across different slots on different days. Maybe some slots you don't have questions at all, some slots there were 5 questions. That's the meaning. That means you cannot say that tomorrow the blood relations won't be there in your slot, right? In your slot you can have blood relation, but maximum of how many questions were asked? If you look at last 4 years, 5 questions. Main exam, no blood relation question. But if you look at clerk, office assistant, 3 maximum for prelim, 2 in main. Direction sense and coding, same thing, 0 to 5, 0 to 5. Main exam, there were no coding, decoding questions. Similarly, 4 to 7 questions in clerk main, these two topics put together. Symbols notation 0 to 5. Some slots, what happens is, see, the point is like in one of your slots, if you have blood relation, you might not have symbol notation. Maybe your friend might have 5 questions of symbol notation, you will not have directions. It's like that, the distribution will be there. Right, 3 to 4 in main exam, definitely. 0 to 5 in prelim, not asked in clerk main exam. Deductions or syllogisms, all A's or B's, all B's or C's kind of thing. 0 to 5 in prelim exam, 3 to 4 in main exam, definite topic. 0 to 5 may be asked, may not be asked, but mains definitely this topic will be asked, deductions. So puzzles I can say important for both prelim and main. Then blood relation, direction sense, coding, decoding, symbol notation, mostly prelim, sometimes in main, right? Mostly prelim exam, sometimes can be asked in main exam also. Deductions, sometimes prelim, but mostly main exam, mostly main exam. Apart from this, if you look at the next slide where I have given a topic wise breakup, you can see clerk specific models. For example, if you look at sequence, there are no questions in prelim and main PO. Set of numbers, no questions, but these are definite questions in clerical prelim. Maybe in one slot you will have 5 questions of sequence, another slot you have 5 questions of set of numbers. But main exam generally you don't have. But these two are important for clerk prelim. Clerk prelim. Look at these topics: input, output, data sufficiency, critical reasoning. These 3 topics are generally asked in your main exam. Not found in prelim exam. Main exam, input, output, minimum 3 to maximum 5. Here 1 question in clerical main. 0 to 3 data sufficiency, 3 to 5. That means last year, maybe before last year, there were no questions. Last year there were 3 questions like that. 3 to 5 in clerk. Critical reasoning 5, but clerk critical reasoning neither prelim nor main. You don't have critical reasoning questions. Generally clerk exam, you don't find critical reasoning questions like statements, assumptions, conclusions, course of action, cause and effect. These questions are generally not generally don't appear in your clerk level examination. Then alphanumeric series here, this has appeared in your clerk main exam. This is also clerk specific model. Clerk specific model. Then letter in miscellaneous questions, word arrangement, word formation, sequence, letter arrangement. Here, these are miscellaneous questions. Maybe prelim, main, you can find 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 questions, right? Now, having said this, now these are the breakup. So puzzles important for both prelim and main. Blood relation, direction sense, coding, symbols, generally prelim, sometimes in main. Deductions, you take input, output, data sufficiency, critical reasoning, generally main. Clerk specific topics, sequence, set of numbers, alphanumeric series, and you have miscellaneous questions both in prelim and main, about 1 to 2 questions. Right now, let us look at the order. Then I'll tell you what you need to do for your preparation as a part of your preparation. Let us look at the order to attempt a reasoning section. So what is important is reasoning, you're spending some time, right? So in that time, how to utilize that time to maximize your score. Start with what? If you don't know, sir, can I start with critical reasoning? You will end maybe 15-20 minutes or you're gone and you'll not be able to answer a single question if you start with critical reasoning. So do I need to start with puzzle? You can start, but if you start with a difficult puzzle, you end up another 20 minutes, you 15 minutes, 10 minutes wasted there. It unnecessarily creates pressure on your mind, on the student while writing the examination. So start with easier things where you can score your marks, where you can maximize your score, where you can try all easier questions. You put, you get good marks. Then slowly you look at difficult level of questions, maybe topics which are slightly difficult. So start with the topics which are very easy. What are the topics which are very easy? All of you know, right? So this is the order which you need to follow for prelim and main exam as well. For clerk, I'll tell you one more thing, but before that, you just take a screenshot of this. Okay, no questions still, no? Okay, now see, start with easier things. You start with coding, decoding, direction sense, blood relations, symbol notations, and inequalities. Now after this, if you're writing clerk exam, after this, if there are questions on sequence, you try them. If there are questions on set of numbers, you try them, because these are easy. Then alphanumeric series, you try that. You try these, then you try this input output decision making. Decision making is a part of generally main exam. Input output and decision making, deductions, these are generally main exam topics. Deduction, generally I have pushed it slightly down the order because input output questions, maybe decision making questions, are little easier. I'm saying deductions are not difficult, but they have been made difficult. They are made time consuming because of statements, conclusions, reverse syllogisms. Then all FUAs are B's, FUAs are not B's, because of these kind of statements given. I'm not saying they are difficult, but they demand certain time from you. So I'm saying first solve input output, then you can look at deductions, syllogisms, then you can do your puzzles, then data sufficiency, critical reasoning. Non-verbal reasoning, see in the breakup also you will not find non-verbal reasoning breakup, because last year in which non-verbal reasoning questions were asked is 2012. After that, you don't have any non-verbal reasoning questions. Maybe we teach students when you join, maybe we give you some basic information about non-verbal reasoning, maybe 1 or 2 classes, some material. The 2 reasons for that. Maybe all of a sudden tomorrow when you write the exam, suddenly if it gives you non-verbal reasoning questions, then you should not say, you should not lose 5 marks or 10 marks in the examination. So yeah, all of a sudden he gives, he'll not give you 10, maybe 3 questions or 5 questions he'll give you. You are not, we think that you should not miss those marks also. That is one reason. Second, most of the students who are writing bank exams also write other competitive exams like Staff Selection Commission. You look at Staff Selection Commission CGLE, or you look at Staff Selection Commission CHSL. Non-verbal is having very important weightage, due weightage in these exams, right? About 6 to 8 questions in CGLE, about 6 to 8 questions in CHSL, maybe in tier 1 are from non-verbal reasoning. Maybe you take railway exams, you take NTPC, or you take other railway exams, right? So you find questions on non-verbal reasoning. That is why we have included non-verbal reasoning as a part of your course. But bank exams as such, you don't have any non-verbal related questions. So friends, I am saying this order, what you need to do is you have to implement in your mock test. So directly when I am saying, it is very easy, right? Implement in your mock test. What you need to do is you cannot straight away go there, immediately in the first mock itself you cannot implement. It will be little dicey situation. Maybe 2-3 mocks you have to practice. Maybe some of you might be comfortable, sir, मैं इसको इधर करूँगा. Do all those. That is up to you, but this is generally the order to be followed. Maybe internally you want to shift here, there, that you can do, but don't shift critical reasoning here, coding, decoding here. That's a bad decision. Maybe one input output here, deduction here, or like that. If you want to shift, that is okay, but not across the board, right? So I'm saying certain topics you try to follow this order. How to identify is maybe when you get the complete, when you start your online exam, there's something called question paper, right? When you click on this question paper, you can see all the questions in reasoning section. If a section wise time limit is there, you will see only reasoning, otherwise you will see all the complete question paper. You see, just give a glance. Reasoning, okay, first 5 questions are blood relations, then next is a puzzle, then next is 3 question direction sense, okay, next is input output, then one more puzzle, then one more puzzle, then deduction, then last I have critical reasoning. So prelim and main, this is the order which you need to follow. So look at the question paper button, you click, you see, or you can do one more thing. When you look at the questions, you will say directions for question numbers 1 to 5. Now, when you look at first question, if it is symbol notation, friends, or inequalities, whatever it might be. Your till 5th question, the same directions means it will be symbol notation only. So on your question palette, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have checked question number 1. Symbol. You click question number 6. Na? Let's say question number 6 to 10. It is a distribution puzzle. Then directly click question number 11. 11 to 13. Let us say it is deductions. Okay. Then click directly question number 14. So I know 11 to 13 same direction, it will be same topic. Like that, you can check through question paper, or you can check question number, look at directions for 1 to 5. Okay, first 5 questions are symbol notation. Directly click 6th question, 6 to 10 puzzle. Okay, directly click 11th question, then directly click 14th question. Like that, you can check. You will get broad idea in mind. Okay, direction sense given at the end, blood relations at the beginning, 2 puzzles at the beginning, 2 puzzles towards the end, critical reasoning were given in the middle. So you decide that. Okay, I need to follow this order. Okay, first I will solve direction sense, first I'll solve blood relations here, then I'll go to direction sense which are given towards the end. Then I'll come to middle, I'll do my input output deduction, then I'll come back and do those 2 puzzles and last 2 puzzles. Then I'll look at my critical reasoning questions. That is what you need to do tomorrow in the exam. So order of solving the questions is very, very important. Maybe little changes here and there you can do, but not many changes, because this is the order which you should follow if you want to maximize your score. Let me see if I have any questions. OMO means odd man out. OMO means odd man out. Sri Lakshmi is asking this question, odd man out. Any questions in here, students? No Hemalignic. No, don't do that. Don't do that Hemalignic. Because they will have your Aadhaar card number and other details. Maybe when you apply for other exams, there will be an issue, because everything has become online technical now. You may be unnecessarily problems. Don't do that. You can try that, but put your category na jane do yaar, 600 rupees 700 rupees. Okay, I'm proceeding now. So no doubt still here, so I'm moving ahead. Right, so you're saying sir, proceed. Now, before we look at this, let's see. These are the general tips for reasoning section. Then I'll tell you your preparation plan. Don't start with critical reasoning questions. Critical reasoning questions should be attempted towards the end of the paper. Right? Set-based questions always attempt in your first round. Maybe puzzles or symbol notation. There are 5 questions, or coding, decoding, conditions given followed by 4 questions. Attempt set-based questions in your first round. Weightage of questions, when you look at, these are the important topics as I already discussed. If you look at weightage of questions, critical reasoning sometimes more and sometimes less questions, but puzzles day by day, year by year, the weightage is increasing. If you're focusing on critical reasoning, friends, these are the topics which you should look at. Assumptions is like basics of critical reasoning, then conclusions, inferences, strong and weak arguments, course of action. Focus on these topics if you are preparing for critical reasoning. Right, and now let me spend some time on preparation. Now, when I talk about preparation, how many hours and all those, I have a separate slide where I will discuss. But when you look at this basic preparation, let's say you're preparing for reasoning, hope you will not have problem with all the topics. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is I'll try to give you a broad idea what you need to start with. Start with basics. Maybe faculty member might have explained your basics handout. Take out your basics handout, HO's handout, then take out your exercise handout. Maybe reasoning, you have basics and exercise in one handout only. Quant, you will have separate handout. Solve this basic handout and exercise handout. For example, See, the point is like when you need to do this exercise every time before you, let's say tomorrow you're attending a class or you're preparing some topic, just give a reading about that. Tomorrow's topic is deductions. Take a booklet, maybe any standard booklet, maybe I'll give you the names if you want. Just refer what is the basic about syllogisms, so that you have something. See, you cannot go there and sit with complete blank mind, right? You should have some understanding about the topic, then attend basics class, exercise class. After these 2 are over, you have to take out your study material booklet. Particularly I'm talking about time students, or you maybe non-time students also, you join any coaching center, you can look at. Okay, sorry. Study material booklet. If you're a time student, we might have given study material like booklet. Each booklet you have exercise A and exercise B. Exercise B is high level of difficulty will be more when compared to exercise A. Basically, exercise B is main and exercise A is prelim level questions. If you're a non-time student, maybe you're joined somewhere, you're taking a material from your friends, you're taking mock series, whatever it might, you prepare in this order. Then you take out your online sectional test. Every topic there is an online sectional test. Once the topic is over, you need to write the test, you need to see where you stand, right? Then you take out your mock test, online mock test. Depending on the variant you have joined, you may have minimum 50 mock tests to maximum 200 mock tests for 1 year student, right? So you take out your mock test, then prepare previous year papers. Previous year papers. When I say previous year papers, you can purchase one book for yourself. Maybe you can look at Kiran publications. All publications, including Kiran publication, there are mistakes, but Kiran publication is having less number of mistakes. You can purchase any Kiran publications previous year papers. How to identify previous year papers is, it will be clearly written, exam conducted, RRB exam conducted on so and so date, first slot or second slot. Within brackets, you will be writing there based on memory. Based on memory is an actual paper. So maybe when you're spending some time for your preparation, I am saying each topic, when you take reasoning and English, this is maybe our quant also, you need to follow this order. So maybe basics and exercise, anyways, you'll have your video. Then spend some 2 hours of time on study material booklet. Then solve sectional test. This will, maybe it will take only 15 minutes to 20 minutes depending on the test. You complete till here. Maybe once you complete 50% to 60% of your syllabus, of your preparation, of your syllabus or preparation, I am saying start writing mock tests. This is important. Write at least 10 mock tests. At least 10 mock tests. 5 RRB PO prelim. I'm talking about PO exam, prelim exam now. RRB PO prelim, and 5 for RRB office assistant. At least 10 mock tests you need to write. This is important. Once you complete 50 to 60% of your syllabus, start writing this mock test. 5 on RRB PO prelim, scale 1, 5 on RRB office assistants. Write this mock test without fail. Now, one more point is, what is important is, after writing the mock test, the most important point is analysis, analyzing. That is very, very important. That means in the maybe 2 hours of time or 2.5 hours of time, you have attempted certain questions, right? But there are certain questions which are not attempted. I'm spend another 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours, try to solve the questions which are not attempted in the exam. I have not attempted in the exam. There might be 2 reasons, right? One, time is not sufficient because my speed is low. Second, I may not know that particular topic. I will not understand that particular concept, that particular question. I don't know how to solve. That is why I'm saying spend another 1.5 to 2 hours of time. Try to attempt some more questions. Let's say out of 200 questions, you attempted 150 questions. Let's say you have not attempted 150 questions. You attempted 150. Now, out of these 50 questions, those who are not attempted, spend another 1 to 2 hours of time. Try attempting those questions. Taken by surprise, out of these 50, you will be able to solve another 30 questions or 25 to 30 questions out of 50 questions. Then, after doing this exercise, what you need to do is take this 150. Out of this 150, let us say, sir, 120 are correct, 30 are wrong. Now focus on these 30 questions. Why I have made a mistake in these 30 questions? That is most important, because if you identify the mistake, you will not repeat this mistake maybe in the next time when you write the mock exam. Not next time, maybe in the next 10 years, you will not forget your mistake. Believe me, I'm telling you. Let us say you identified, okay, what is the type of mistake you're making? Is it a mistake in understanding the question? Is it a conceptual mistake? Is it a calculation mistake? Or it's a simple silly mistake? or it's a mistake in understanding the question. If you can identify the mistake, that question, whenever, maybe for the next 10 years, I'm saying, whenever I give you that question for the next 10 years, you will remember, okay, I made this mistake in that question. Let me not make that mistake. That means in future, when you come across these questions in your next mock test or in the actual exam, you will be careful. These 30 questions you attempted because you're confident that you know the answer for this question, but you have made a mistake. Identify what is the mistake. You will not repeat that mistake. Right, this is the analysis of the paper. Then the questions which you are not attempted, maybe the answers which you don't know, maybe about 30 questions are you're not able to understand. Those 30 questions, you take the solutions and try to understand those questions. One important thing is before before the exam, once you start writing this mock test, once you complete writing about 3-4 mock tests, take out your previous year papers, at least last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, practice questions, actual exam questions from the Kiran Pub. You are applying for RRB officer assistant, officer scale 1. So you take out 2018, 2019, 2020, officer scale 1, office assistant. So write one paper in the morning, one paper in the evening. It may not be online because it is a booklet. So write it on a paper and do the same analysis for it. If you do this, I am saying there will be a lot of improvement. So in 40 days of time, the first 20 days or 25 days, students, 25 days, you spend on making your basics correct and practicing. Then last 15 days, you have to write mock tests and you have to analyze them. That is important. Any questions, any doubts? Santosh, we will discuss when we are discussing SBA clerk session, not this session. I'll discuss Taneru Hari. I'll discuss your question. How many hours you need to study? That all depends. I'll tell you when we go to that slide. Application form. You can apply Rose Thomas. You should have basic knowledge about computers. Maybe in your graduation you might have studied one of the subjects. That should be okay. Rosario, you can write a mail. It will come. We will resolve that. Generally, what happens is solutions will not appear on the same page where you are looking at your score, Rosario. What happens is you have to come back to your home page. There again, if you go to the test where you started the test by clicking, by the side of that you can find the solution. Still, if you have a problem, you can write to us. How many hours to study, Santosh? I'll come back to that. Is this okay? Then I'll proceed forward. I have slides for that also. We'll discuss how many hours. It all depends on your working, your final year, you're a free student. It all depends on that. So let me discuss when I go to that particular slide. So I'm moving ahead. Right. This is quant. You can take a screenshot of the quant. IBPS RRB PO officer scale 1 and office assistant prelim and main. The quadratic comparisons you see at 0 to 6. That means in some slot there are no questions, but in some slot there were maximum of 6 questions. Main exam also, maybe in one of the years there were no questions. In 1 year there were 5 questions. Clerk prelim 0 to 5, 0 to 5. So maybe your exam conducted in different slots. In some of the slots you might not have find quadratic comparison. Instead of quadratic comparison, there may be simplification approximation. Right, clerk, this is what I was saying. So Adil Nazir has asked me these questions some time back. Clerk, you will have numerical ability, more of simplification and approximation questions. Then individual quant questions, ratio, proportion, time, speed and distance, minimum 10 to 15 prelim, 5 to 15 in clerk prelim, 10 to 15 in main, 10 to 15 in clerk main. DIC 10 to 17 questions, 20 to 22, almost important, very important topic. 10 to 15 questions in clerk prelim, 15 to 25. So DI, as I told you, puzzles is very, very important. DI is very, very important for maybe office assistant and officer scale 1, maybe scale 2, scale 3 also. DI you have more weightage questions, right? So 20 to 22 means almost 50% of the questions, or more than 50% of the questions are based on data interpretation. We have maybe, you see the clerk particularly, I'm not talking about main you have little calculation based, little more difficulty level, little more calculation based, you will have quant based DI, data sufficiency based DI. But when you look at clerk, what you call PO prelim or clerk prelim, 10 to 17 questions or 10 to 15 questions, here you can easily score 12 to 13 marks. The clerk DI is very easy, particularly when you look at prelim as well as main. It is not as difficult as your probationary officer, but when you look at prelim, it is like a cakewalk if you identify the previous year models and if you have solved. So we have uploaded, maybe I have uploaded 2 videos, one on tables, another on bar graphs. Rest of the videos I'll upload very soon. Tables and bar graph, 2 videos we have uploaded in our YouTube channel. You watch these 2 videos. You know our YouTube channel name, right? Time for Bank Exams. There is no space. If you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe to that. So tables and bar graph for RRB clerk, SBA clerk and IBPS clerk we have uploaded. Maybe very soon I'll upload the pie charts and caselet and line graph also. Right? These 3 will be uploaded in a short file, but those 2 videos you kindly watch them. Then data sufficiency, very rarely asked in prelim, maybe in one of the slots, but main you will have questions, about 5 questions in clerk main as well as PO main. Data comparison, maybe in one of the years there were 4 questions, in one of the years there were 5 questions. Wrong number, missing number series, generally prelim and main, definitely you will have questions, right? But main exam you will have more on wrong number series. Now DI important for both prelim and main. These are generally, this is also both prelim and main. These 2 are generally prelim and these 2 are main, general asked in main. Series again prelim and main. Right? The strategy which I have told you, you can apply for any topic. Maybe you take time and distance, you do that. You take time and work, you do that. So complete your basics, you complete your exercise, your study material, your sectional test. Then you start writing your mock test, analyze the questions from your mock test and previous year papers. Maybe one of questions which you don't know, you are not able to solve, you can get them clarified with the faculty member. You can look at the solution. That will give you a broad idea. But the order of preparation will remain same. Once the topic is over, you have to immediately write the section test and you have to write the mock test as well. Let us look at the order, students. So what order you need to follow for quant section? This is the order. Start with easier things, right, which will give you marks. Simplifications, approximations, number series, maybe missing number or wrong number. Then do quadratic comparisons. Then individual questions like time and work, time and distance, profit loss, mensuration, ages, ratio. Then do your data sufficiency and data comparison. The last thing to attempt is your data interpretation. And in that also are given leave caselet. What do you mean by caselet? Some raw verbal data will be given 2 to 3 paragraphs. In main exam, you'll have 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs. In prelim exam, in main exam, you'll have 3 to 4 paragraphs. You have to capture this data either in the form of a table, or sometimes what happens is you have to put this data in the form of a Venn diagram. Then you have to solve the questions. So this data, this raw data, verbal data, you have to put it in a form of a table or Venn diagram. One more step is involved. So generally time consuming, and once if you make a small mistake, the entire data will go wrong. That is why we are saying try towards the end, DI towards the end, and leave caselet. If time permits, then only try caselet, otherwise don't try. Now DI also, one is important thing is selection is very important. When I'm saying selection, there are 2 things: external selection, internal selection. What do you mean by external selection? By looking at the sets, try to start the sets which are comfortable with. Let us say, don't start with caselet. Let's say you're good at pie chart, start with pie chart. You're good at bar graph, start with bar graph. You're good at line graph, start with line graph. Right? Start with the sets which you're most comfortable with. Look at the set, look at the data. Now, sometimes what happens is the data is most of the times will be frightening. It will be like, you see whether the round figures are given. If round figures like 176, 200, 220 are given, then data will be easy. Sometimes what happens is 176.17, 252.36, like that data will be given. Don't worry. You look at the data, you look at the questions, data and questions together, then decide whether to attempt that particular set or not. By looking at only data, don't leave the set, because sometimes what happens is the most difficult data will have easy questions. This has happened most of the times in your IBPS and HP exams. The most complicated data will have easy questions. Most of the times the questions will be approximate. He will not ask you exact value. Most of the times it will be approximately. So look at the data, look at the sets, look at the questions, then decide which set to attempt. So selection of sets, which set you are going to start with. Maybe pie chart, then bar graph, then line graph, then table. You decide or not. Then internal selection. What is this internal selection? There are about 5 questions, right? Out of these five questions, try to select 2 to 3 easy questions, solve them. Sometimes there will be 2 easy questions. I'm saying in 5 minutes of time, if you have solved 2 questions, I'm saying you've done a good job. If you have solved 3 questions, I'm saying you've done an excellent, fantastic job. Leave that set, get out of that set, go to the next set. So because what happens is there are students who say that, sir, I have spent so much of time in analyzing the data, reading the data, I have solved 2 questions, no, I have solved 3 questions, no, another 2 more questions to solve. Let me try those 2 questions also. You spend another 1.5 to 2 minutes, then you find out that answer for those 2 questions will be wrong, you'll get a negative. Rather spend those 2-3 minutes and next set where you can solve another 1 or 2 easy questions. So 2 questions I'm saying, if out of 5, I'm teaching DA from last 20 years, I'm saying if you can solve 2 in 5 minutes, I'm saying it's a great job. If you've done 3, I'm saying it's a fabulous. Don't try to solve 5 out of 5. Even I am writing the exam in the given time period is not possible. So selection of questions. So there will be 2 to 3 easy questions. Select them, solve them first. There will be lengthy questions, calculation-based questions, lengthy questions. Don't attempt those questions. If time permits, maybe I'll come back and look at those questions. But initially in the first round, definitely I'll pick up my easy questions and solve them. So picking up the sets is important. Picking up the questions is also important. So internal and external selection, these are 2 major things when you're looking at your data interpretation, right? That's what I have given here. Data from a set can look complicated, but questions can be simple. Most of the time it will be approximate calculations. Likely to be easy questions, even the most difficult set. So any set you take, any set, it may be easy set, moderate set, difficult, very difficult. Out of 5 questions, I am saying 2 questions will be any given day easy. Identify. What is important is identifying easy questions and solving them. And one more tactic which you should develop is difficult questions you have to leave. You should make an habit. No egos, please. It is a difficult question. Is there a question which I'm not able to solve? How come? Let me try this. Don't do these kind of things in the examination, right? You want your job, so see, the point is like your job, you're not getting a job by deciding, okay, whether you answered question number 25 or not. Your job is decided based on whether you have cleared the cutoffs or not, whether you have got highest marks or not, whether you're there in the merit list or not. So intelligence is identifying easy questions and solve them. At the same time, smart way of working is identify difficult questions, leave them. Difficult questions are not for you. Keep that point in mind. Difficult questions are like speed breakers. They will reduce your speed. Difficult questions are for whom? Difficult questions are for me, for us, because we need to break our head. We need to see what is the question that was asked. Okay, which handout I have to include, which material I have to include, how do I teach to my students so that it will become easy. That is all my headache. If you want to become a faculty member, yes, you do that. Definitely you send me your biodata, I'll take you as a faculty. But if you want to get your bank job, don't solve difficult questions. Leave them. Leave them. That's the best solution. Right? Wherever possible, you try to use approximations. Right? We have given certain things which you need to follow. Those things, maybe you take your multiplication tables. These things you have to study. Multiplication tables. Then we have given your squares. You've given your cubes. You've given your reciprocal values. These values definitely have to. These values should be there on your fingertips. Right, students? This is about your quant section. Any questions here? Srilakshmi, you can send me a mail to info@timeforeducation.com. They will forward it to me. I will answer those questions. How to solve simplification faster? This session I will upload on YouTube, Santosh God. You can watch that. Simplification faster. These are the things that you should learn. Multiplication, tables, squares, cubes, reciprocal values. Srilakshmi, send a mail, or you can send a mail to me also. That's not a big deal. You can send a mail to info, or you can send a mail to me. This is my email ID. HIDAYATHULLAH@timeforeducation.com. Shahana Arif. Use approximation wherever suitable. That's the question, Shahana. Shahana, is that the question? That means instead of solving in a traditional method, if I give you, then see if you come across, let's say 3 by 7, 3 by 7 what's percentage, 3 by 7 into 100, instead of doing that, 3 by 7 is 42.75. There we have discussed in your speed math techniques, multiplication tables, squares, cubes. there, maybe in the last week, before last week, we have discussed these sessions. So those sessions, if you attended, you'll come to know you have to approximate. You cannot, you don't have luxury of spending so much of time in doing calculations. Wherever possible, you try to use approximation method, that you will come to know if you're good at your multiplication tables, squares, cubes, and your reciprocal values. Okay, let us take up English now. Look at English, students. RRBPO officer scale 1, office assistant, English language. Reading comprehension, this is important for both PO scale 1 and clerk. You don't have English in prelim exam. Keep this point in mind. That's why we have only 2 columns here. You don't have English in prelim exam, right? So we have our PO scale 1 main exam, clerk, office assistant main exam. You have English section. You don't have English in prelim exam, right? 10 to 14 important for both prelim and main. Close test 8 to 10, 8 to 10 important for both prelim and main. Para jumble important for both prelim and main. Sentence arrangement not asked in clerk. Sorry, not prelim and main, PO and clerk. Sentence rearrangement asked for officer scale 1. Fill in the blanks important for PO and clerk. Idioms generally maybe last year or before last year there were 2 questions on idioms. You don't have questions on idioms in office assistant. Then matching the clauses, PO you don't have in clerk. Synonym, antonym, degree of comparison, you find these questions in your clerk exam but not in your PO exam. Incorrect, inappropriate usage important for both PO and main. Sentence starters important for both PO, not for clerk. Word interchange asked in clerk, not in PO. But here and there, this can be asked here, this can be asked here, that can be done always, right? Then error identification important for both PO and clerk. Phrase replacement, see, you don't have questions in last 3 years in PO and clerk, but can be asked. Then FIB, gender noun, opposite meaning, interrogative. These were asked in 2017, not after that, 17 or 18. You don't have these questions, maybe these 3 particular topics after 2017. Maybe 2018. So I vaguely remember 17. After that, you don't have questions on this, right? So, but major important areas are RC, close, paraforming questions, fill in the blanks, match the clauses, you take error identification, then you have incorrect, inappropriate usage, sentence starter. These are important things. Now, when you look at the order to be solved, this is the order to be solved. After deliberate discussion with the students who are taking the exam, with the faculty members who teach English language, we have designed this because most of the people are having trouble with English language. So this is the order which you need to follow. Start with close passage because close passages are generally easy to attempt. Then do fill in the blank. It's on the similar lines, 1 blank or 2 blank questions, right? So start with that. So then do in your second round, fill in the blank questions. Generally these are also easy. Immediately after close test and fill in the blank, try solving reading comprehension. Generally what happens is when it comes to RC, generally students don't attempt RC in the exam. RC is one thing which they feel it is very difficult, most of the students, because if you take clerk, you will have story based RCs, but if you take PO, you have some maybe like banking, economy based, political system based, or science and technology based RCs. I'm saying RC is easy thing. First, what you need to do is there's 2 reasons why you are not able to answer RC questions. One, low reading speed. That means your reading speed is very low, and low comprehension levels. That means low understanding capability. Now, if you are a engineering graduate, technical guy, if I give you a passage on nanotechnology, you will feel very happy. You will jump, you will read, you will answer all the questions. But the same nanotechnology, my commerce student will have a problem. If I give an article on budget or capital expenditure, my commerce student will jump and answer all the questions, but my technical guys, MBA, I'm talking about MCA and engineering guys will have a trouble. This is because we don't have a habit of reading anything apart from our academics. So I'm saying you need to read. There are 3 secrets to improve your reading speed. Read. So I'm saying start reading. So I'll spend some time on reading here. See, students, you need to read daily newspaper without fail. Spend, I'm saying, about 2 hours of time, because it is not, see, you're not reading newspaper like your grandfather and grandmother. Okay, क्या हो रहा है, मोदी जी ने क्या बोला है, राहुल जी ने क्या बोला है, क्या चल रहा है, farmer protest. See, the point is like you are studying for your bread, butter and jam. So you need to analyze the newspaper thoroughly. So what you need to do is, one, see first page of the newspaper where it will have all current events, national, international. Read first page without fail. Then there is a page called editor's page or editorial page. Read that editorial page, right? Then There is a page called Current Affairs National. When I'm talking newspaper, it's an English newspaper. You can refer the Hindu, or you can refer Times of India, any one newspaper. Current Affairs National. Then you prepare Current Affairs International. Then there is a page called Banking and Economy. Banking and Economy. And the final thing, you need to prepare for, you have to read sports page. Read these 6 pages without fail. Now, whatever I'm talking about, your closed passage, RCs are directly picked up from your editorial page, maybe Hindu or Times of India. Now, how to improve your reading speed? I told you there are 3 secrets. Read, read, read. There are 3 secrets. Until unless you read, maybe you have to start reading e-newspaper, because tomorrow in the exam you have to read through on your computer screen. So start subscribe for e-newspaper and start reading on system or mobile, right? Now the point is like, do these 6 pages, spend 2 hours of time every day. Now this reading, apart from that, 1 monthly magazine. When I say 1 monthly magazine, maybe you can look at India Today, or you can look at Frontline, Outlook, any one of these. And one, this is for your English plus GK improvement, one for your GK preparation. Like you can refer Current Affair Cracker. This is provided by Time, Current Affair Cracker magazine for Time Bank students. You can refer Pratyogita Darpan or Pratyogita Kiran. Any one of these 2 books you can. This is for your GK preparation, right? When we go to the GK study, I'll tell you what needs to be done. Now, reading, how this reading will help you is, first, it will improve your reading speed. Thereby, you can improve your reading comprehension, attempting reading comprehension. Then, this will improve your vocabulary. This reading will help you in your grammar. All these articles without any grammatical mistakes, so you'll come to know your grammar knowledge will be improved. Then this will help you in your GA preparation. Now, if you look at any GA examination, what are the major areas in GA examination? Majority of the questions, maybe you take an RRB, or you take an IBPS, or you take an SBA, majority of the questions will be from banking, economy, current affairs. These form majority, about 70% to 80% of the questions. Remaining 10 to 20% of the questions from chutku thing, like sports, awards, literature, who is who, important dates, important persons, etc. But majority of the questions will be from banking, economy, current affairs, which I am reading as a part of my daily preparation. And remember, preparation for GA should be done simultaneously with preparation for prelim exam. Don't wait till your prelim exam result is out, then I'll start preparing GA. Because if you look at GA, you need to be thorough with last 9 months current affairs. To be more precise, maybe I'm saying last 1 year, at least last 9 months, you need to be thorough with. Let us say if you're writing the exam in September, 1st January to September, let's say September, last December to August, you should be ready with all the things. Let's say your exam is on September 30. Any question, any event that has happened in September 15 can also be asked, because in online exam, it is only a matter of insertion of the question, right? So last 9 months current affairs, you have to study. Now, last 9 months current affairs, you cannot study in last 15 days, right? Before every exam, we are uploading current affair capsule. Before SBA PO main exam, RRB PO main exam, RRB clerk main exam, we're doing this current affair capsule. But reading bad, see, the point is like you have to read, you have to bad, you have to remember how much you can reproduce tomorrow in the exam is the question. So I'm saying start your GA preparation along with your prelim exam preparation. This reading will help you for English, which is there in your main exam, plus help you for your GA preparation. Finally, this will also help you in your GD and interview preparation. Anyways, GD is not a part of RRBs, but GD is a part of SBA PO exam, right? So it will help you for your GD preparation, as well as it will help you for your interview preparation, maybe RRB officer scale 1, scale 2, scale 3. If you take your interview also, majority of the questions will be from your academic background, will be from current affairs only, or banking and economy only tomorrow when you go to the interview. So I'm saying this reading, so all of a sudden, maybe we do workshop, we'll train you, we'll take 2 mock interviews, 3 mock interviews. That will not make you a Superman or Superwoman. In one day, you will not get all superpowers, right? There should be some knowledge at the back of the head. If I give you some topic, you should be able to defend, you should be able to debate, you should be able to contribute some leading points. Maybe you take pharma protest, or you take maybe anything that is maybe COVID second phase, maybe a vaccination phase. You should be able to put out some points, some maybe some important points to be able to speak out. So I'm saying this reading will help you for your English as well as your GK preparation or your GD and interview preparation as well. Read this without fail, right? So GK current affairs, you can look at Pratyogita Dirpan, Pratyogita Kiran, or current affair packet provided by time. Apart from that, India Today or Frontline or Outline, Outlook you have to study, or you can also refer one more magazine called The Economist. This is also a good book, good magazine, Economist. Most of your IBPS, SBA, PO articles, RC articles, SBA, PO and IBPS, PO, not this exam, but SBA, PO, IBPS, PO are generally lifted from The Economist magazine, right? Any questions, students? Let me see. Santosh, at the end I'll see. Anusha, Telugu newspaper will help only to improve your Telugu knowledge. Read Telugu plus English as well. Start reading English paper. SSC CHSL Sri Lakshmi about 4 or 5 questions or 6 questions maximum, 4 to 5 for current affairs. I'll show Rosario. This one. If you're done taking a screenshot, you tell me. Santosh, I have uploaded a few videos on reciprocal values in the time for bank exams. You just watch those videos. Okay, right. Let us move ahead. So this is about English preparation. Now, when I'm saying RC, what you need to do is, particularly when you're discussing about RC, you have to read the questions first. When you read the questions, I'll come to know 2 things. What kind of passage it is? Is a passage on economy or banking, etc., or polity or science, or what type of questions are asked. What type of questions means maybe you come across direct questions which are based on passage. You'll also come across inference based questions. What do you mean by inference based questions? What can you infer from second paragraph in the passage? Thank you. I don't want to infer anything. Don't attempt inference based questions. Attempt direct questions based on passage. Now, when I read the question, then what you need to do is you take RC, you skim through the RC. Don't read. There are students who do like this. They put down their pen, close their ears, read loudly, creating disturbance in the examination hall. You read first question, you answer. When you read second question, you don't remember what you read in the answer. So skimming is fast reading. So what you need to do is read the question. Let's say there is a question on iceberg. Now when you're skimming through the let's say passage, whenever that word iceberg comes, it will strike you, boss, there is some question related to iceberg. Stop there, look at the question, answer the question, get out of answer. So what you need to do is you need to look at developing your reading speed. To develop your reading speed, you should not read loudly. You should not move your tongue. Then your eye span movement, you have to increase by 45 degrees so that you can, one sentence you read in 2 shots. For all those, you refer this book. I'm writing here how to read faster and better. How to read faster and better. How to read faster and better by Norman Lewis. Read this book. Maybe the first 15-20 pages where the techniques are discussed. But when you come back to RC passages, you come back and read from our book, right? For vocabulary, you can read a Word Power Made Easy. Most of you know this book, Word Power Made Easy. You talk about suffix, prefix approach, you are discussing the same Norman Lewis. Word Power Made Easy. Then one more vocab book is Student Companion, Wilfred Best. These 2 books you read. More than this is not required. Word Power Made Easy, Student Companion. For English grammar, you can refer any standard book. English grammar and composition. When it says and composition, that will also helpful for your descriptive writing. Descriptive writing is not there in RRBs, but SBA PO, IBPS PO, you have letter writing, essay writing, that will help you for your this thing. You can refer Rajendra Pal and Premlata Suri. This book you can refer. Right? Then after RC, you attempt questions on grammar, error identification, then your phrase replacement question, then sentence starter, word interchange, match the clauses. Then finally you attempt paraforming question, sentence rearrangement question. Sentence divided into jumbled sentence, you have to arrange in sentence. Paraforming is like 6 sentences will be given. ABCDF, you have to find the order, which is the first sentence, second sentence. This is the last thing to attempt because this demands certain time. So PFQ and sentence arrangement are the last thing to attempt in the exam. This is about your English section. Any questions from your side? I'll take up, otherwise we'll move ahead. Okay, let's move it. Someone say okay. Because it's like one side talking, I can't hear you, I can't see you. If you say okay, then I'll move ahead. Anusha, Rosario, okay. Shivani said okay, right. Santosh said okay, right. We'll move ahead. GA, this is what I was talking about. You need to read newspapers, one monthly magazine. I told you what needs to be done in detail. More emphasis on Indian economy, banking awareness, current affairs, and stock questions are also important for particularly RRBs, IBPS, RRB exams. Last 9 months with special emphasis on last 3 to 4 months. Right? This preparation, I told you, will improve your English language plus interviews. I told you I discussed in detail, right? So nothing more to discuss. Let us look at GA strategy. Read the complete question and all the 5 choices before marking the answer. This is one point which you should keep in mind. Sometimes what happens is you read the question. It is not like you're reasoning or quant or English. Sometimes what happens is you don't know this question. You don't leave it. Look at the options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most of the times when you look at the options, the answer will strike you. It will strike because you might have read somewhere, you might have forgotten. But when you look at the options, most of the times you'll get the answer. So read the question and all the 5 choices before you mark the answer. Single liner questions in the first round, lengthier questions in the second round. What do you mean by lengthier questions? Which of the following is not a function of RBI? Which of the following is not a monetary policy of RBI? There are 5 options. You have to read all 5. You need to 4 of them are functions, 1 is not function. It will be slightly time consuming. So single liner questions in the first round. Guesswork, no. Generally, you don't have this guesswork problem with quant reasoning in English. There you have only 2 options. I know, I don't know. But in GK and computers, one more option is there. I know, I don't know. I think the answer is this. It's like Kaun Banega Crorepati. I feel, I have read it somewhere, sir. I feel the answer is this. So don't do guesswork. If you want to do guesswork, also do educated guess, not wild guess. What do you mean by educated guess? Let us say there are 5 options. Sir, definitely these 3 options are not my answers. So out of the remaining 2 are left over. Then also I say, read the question once again, think. If you are not able to separate, sir, only 2 options left over, I feel 90% this could be the answer. In that case, take a chance, go ahead and maybe I'm saying take a chance is not for all 40 questions. Don't do like this, right? Okay, your family lucky number are, you feel like this is the answer, don't do like that, right? Maybe 1 odd question, maybe 3, 4 questions you can try this way. Let us say all 4 questions are wrong, then only 1 mark, 1/4 is like 1 mark you are going to lose. So it will not be, I'm saying it will not cost you much, but if you do it for every question, then you will be in trouble. So maybe out of 5, clearly 3 are eliminated. 2 between these 2 are to decide. Most likely you feel this can be the answer. In that case, you can take a chance, not for all the questions. Keep that point in mind. Computer knowledge is syllabus is limited. As I told you, syllabus will be on memory devices, basic questions, computer architecture. Then you have what you call networks, operating system. Then you have MS Office. Then you have DBMS, e-commerce. You don't have any programming questions. You have basic fundamental questions. As the syllabus is limited, I am saying revise last 5-year question papers. There is every fair chance that questions from computers get repeated. Last 5 years question papers. Don't go to the exam without revising last 5 years actual papers. So there's a book on computer knowledge by Kiran Publications. Some theory will be given. At the end, there will be previous year papers, previous year questions. You can do that. Or for time students, you are given computers sectional tests. You can practice those. Those are actual exam questions only, replica. Then revise the material provided by time. previous year papers. Without fail, you have to revise, because see, in one slot there is question on RAM, other slot there will be question on RAM, in other slot there will be question on what you called virtual memory, or you can look at LAN, WAN, basic, what is a man. So I'm saying basic questions, standard questions will keep on repeating because of limited syllabus in computers. So revise last few years papers without fail before you go to the computer exam. Here also same strategy. Look at the question, look at all the 5 options, then you decide the answer, right? So don't just read the question and leave it immediately. Look at the options. Most of the times you'll get the answer. Right, students? Banking awareness, Pratyogita Darpan or Kiran? Sri Lakshmi. Pratyogita Darpan or Kiran or current affair cracker provided by time. And rural, particularly, see, you will not get so much of rural content, but if you are interested in rural things, you can look at Yojana also. Is one of the Yojana. YOJANA. But Pratyogita Darpan will be taken care of. Database management system, Soumya. Database management system, DBMS. Database management system. Okay. Interview the final ladder. Now I know all of you are not interested in interview, so just look at the basic points. There will be questions on your personal background, your personal, your academic, your work experience. Right? Most generally, almost all the interviews will have questions on academics. Maybe your 12th, your graduation, there will be questions. Or the project works you have undertaken, there will be questions on that. Or you have taken any elective subjects in the college. You know why we take electives, right? My friend has joined, I have taken, but that is not done in the interviews. You have to study those elective subjects. Then majority of the questions will be on current affairs, banking and economy. Then why banking? Why do you want to join banking? What made you interested in banking? Then particularly when you're looking at RRBs, you should be ready with why RRBs. So thoroughly study about RRBs, and if you're going to the interview, study about NABARD also. Right? RRB structure and how is all this. Right? 1 second. Study about NABARD. Then your strengths, weaknesses, ethical values. These HR related questions have come down in the recent past. They might give you any situation. They will give you situation. They might ask you to analyze. Those kind of questions, maybe puzzle will be given, ask you to solve. So answer is not important. Your approach is important. But HR related questions have come down in bank interviews in the last few years. Majority of the questions will be on your economics, current affairs, banking, economy. Why banking? Why RRBs? Most on banking terms, terminology. You have to be thorough with it. Okay, let us look at preparation plan. Okay, any questions still here? Then I will take up the next. I receive the time. Definitely, Shivaranjani. Definitely. More than sufficient, Shivaranjani. You don't require anything else actually. Right? English have given reference books. For quant, maybe you can refer Abhijit Guha or R.S. Agrawal. Objective arithmetic by Abhijit Guha or R.S. Agrawal. Someone is asking this question. For reasoning, verbal and non-verbal reasoning by R.S. Agrawal or B.S. Seeswali. B.S. Seeswali. S-I-J-W-A-L-I. No questions. Okay, I'm moving ahead now. How to ace the exam? Get study, pace your preparation. This is what some of you are asking. How many hours you should study? Now 40 days are there. First 25 days you're developing your subject, then you're writing your mock test. I'm saying if you're completed your graduation, you're free. I'm saying you should spend at least 8 hours apart from classes. You're working, then I'm sorry. What you can do is at least take out some 2 hours of time daily. If you are in final year, what you can do is, apart, you have to manage your final year classes, plus you have to manage time coaching classes. Apart from that, if you can take another 2 hours out daily, that is great. But these working people, final year people, whenever you have holiday, like weekend, any national holiday, those days you need to spend somewhere around 10 to 12 hours without fail. This, whatever these people are putting, this 8 hours daily will be compensated by Saturday, Sunday, provided that you put daily 2 hours of time. And what is important? Scheduling. So these 8 hours, how you divide the time, right? So maybe every day you need to touch reasoning, quant, English, and you have to read your newspaper. that will automatically prepare for your GK and other things, right? So daily do one chapter from reasoning, one chapter from quant, one chapter from English, one sectional test, one mock test. Mock test maybe once you start, you spend time on that. But I am saying, apart from classes, 8 hours of preparation, spend some weak area, you dedicate little more time, like 3 to 4 hours. About quant is weak here, 3 to 4 hours, then 1 to 2 hours on English, 1 to 2 hours on reasoning. Right? Those who are working and final year students, whatever topic you watch, that topic you complete on that particular day. Maybe these 2 hours, what you need to do is maybe 1 hour you spend on newspaper, remaining 1 hour you try to take out some time. Let's say you completed ERPV, try to solve ERPV questions on that. But like that you have to balance. On holiday and weekend you have to completely make use of the time. Then focus on building concepts first, 3 to 4 months. So you don't have 3 to 4 months, so you have 40 days left over. Practice, practice, practice. I told you how to practice. Take your study material booklet, online sectional test, your handouts, then previous year papers, you have to practice. Then start sectional test after coverage of topics. This is important. What is important is this: identify your strong areas and weak areas. Improvise on your weak area. This is very, very important. You have to improve your weak area. That is where your marks will go up. The point is, like, you're very good at coding, decoding. You solve only coding, decoding questions. Tomorrow, all 50 will not be coding, decoding. He'll give you 5 questions only. You're not good at symbols rotations. You're not even touching that. Tomorrow, definitely you'll get 5 questions on symbol rotations also. So if you want to increase your score, you spend coding, decoding, plus you have to improve your weak area. Then only you're going to improve your overall score. So I'm saying, improve your weak area. Strong area is a strong area today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow also. You consolidate. Okay, these are my strong areas. Let us say in quant, everybody will have these strong areas. Maybe you take any test area, 70 to 80% will be your strong areas. Sir, I am good at percentage, profit loss, simple test, component test. Sir, I am not good at averages, geometry mensuration. Focus more on averages, mixes allocation, geometry mensuration. Sir, I am good at linear puzzle, circular puzzle. I am not good at distribution, scheduling, months and dates. Practice more distribution. See, there is no point practicing linear arrangement and circular arrangement. Practice more of distribution, more question types on your dates, months based puzzles. I'm good at input output, not good at deductions. Improvise your deductions. I'm good at RC, I'm not good at closed test. Solve more of closed test. So I'm saying your weak areas you have to identify. That is one thing. First thing you have to identify, this is my weak area. These are the areas I'm not good at. Then repeat that exercise, whatever I have told you. Basics, exercise, study material, section test. Once again, practice. See, strong area, it is done. You leave it aside. But it's a weak area. That means your basics are not correct. So identify your basics, then your exercise, then your study material, then sectional test, then your mock test. Identify the questions which are not able to solve. Now, friends, if you are not able to solve about 20 questions, believe me, these 20 questions belong to 1 or 2 models only. And when these models are not clear, meet the faculty member, attend the doubt session, get those 2 models cleared. I am saying you can improve your weak areas. Once you improve your weak area, automatically your overall score will improve. Right? Once you're done with basics, you have to focus on building speed. But you can feel Sapna, but last year graduation, you just check out from the college what date will be on that. All types of puzzles are important. See, like linear puzzles, circular puzzles, distribution. There are different types of puzzles. We have uploaded more of bank-related puzzle videos in our YouTube channel. You watch those puzzles. All types of puzzles are important. You cannot say this is important, this is not important, because in prelim exam, one question will be asked, in another exam, other question will be asked. In all exams together, if you look at these puzzles are important. How to improve your speed? That is important. See, what is important finally in the exam? Speed, and second thing is accuracy. Both are important. So how to improve your speed and accuracy? You have to write regular revision classes. Maybe before every topic you have to revise video. Once you watch, if you have any doubt, you can revise those videos. Then workshop classes, online classes, we conduct workshop. Before every important exam, we do workshop classes. Attend those workshop classes. And main special classes. For main exam, if you're qualified, we'll give you special GA classes. We'll give you current affair capsule classes. We'll give you some puzzles classes. Attend those online classes. If you're qualified, anyways, we'll send you mail. We'll do an online session. Attend those. That will help you build your speed and accuracy. Then learn shortcuts, tricks, smarter way of solving questions. This is important. What is important is, one question, you can solve it in a traditional way, you can solve it in a logical way. Identify the best method to solve a question. So when you look at a question, you should say, sir, I know this question, but this is the best method to solve this question, then job is yours. So focus on learn tricks, shortcut, formulae, smarter way of solving questions. Maybe you take puzzle. You have to solve maybe the given directions or given things in order. You should not miss the order. Once you see I'll read the first clue, then I'll read the last clue. You yourself will get confused. Don't start with middle. Start with first clue. Read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any puzzle in bank exams can be solved. So to look at smarter way of solving questions, students. Apply these practice questions to solve. Apply these to practice questions in optimum time. So whatever tricks you are learning, to try to solve them in optimum time. Right, have clarity about requirements in the hand. So what is important for prelim exam, what is important for main exam, what is which topic is very important, which is general asked in prelim, which is general asked in main, what are the new exam question types, what are last 2 to 3 years exam question types. Study those. There I am saying you will be target oriented, preparation will be there. Reality check and cutoffs on prelims and mains. So I am saying, see, the cutoff is only a number. Just don't focus on cutoff. If you focus on cutoff, you will not even clear the cutoff this year. Try to maximize your scale. We say, na, aim for the sky, you land up on tree. If you aim for the tree, you'll fall down. So cutoff is only a number given on some ideological conditions, depending on the number of students writing the exam, the quality of the student, the quality of the question, difficulty level of the exam, the answer choices, how close they are. All these definitely, the competition, number of people writing, all these definitely matter. It will change from year to year, time to time. That will give you only an indicative number, but you should not keep that number in mind and go and solve. See, paper is easy, cutoff will be more. Paper is difficult, automatically cutoff will come. So cutoff is only a reference number to be an okay, this is what is happening, but have that in mind, but don't base your preparation on your cutoffs, right? Then any questions here? Let me see. No questions. You can do that, but Rosario, generally put DI towards the end. Sometimes what happens is unknowingly time will overshoot. DI only towards the end. Prepare for your main exam along with prelim exams, because prelim and main the window is less. You cannot prepare GA, computer, everything, maybe main exam model. So I'm saying mains preparation. You prepare for mains exam, automatically your prelim will be taken care of. Writing mock test is very important. Analyzing. I told you how to analyze the mock. Analyzing the mock will definitely improve your score. So I told you what needs to be done on this front. So you can look at that. Priority order of attending the questions in mock test, replicate in exam. See, don't try, see, anything you want to try, you want to experiment in practice mock test, not in your actual exam. Actual exam, I am saying before going to the exam, you should have clarity. Okay, these are the things which will appear tomorrow in my reasoning section. First, I would like to start with coding, then I'll do blood relation, then direction sense, then I'll do input output, symbol notation, then I'll do input output, then devise a strategy. And stick to that. Tomorrow going to the exam, what happens is, okay, let me do this, let me try this, let me try. Don't unnecessarily confuse yourself and don't spoil the paper. You write so many practice mock tests, right? Devise a strategy, stick to that. Okay, I am going to follow. Not necessarily what I have told you. Maybe some changes you can do according to your strengths and weaknesses, but devise a strategy is like nothing should be there on the mind. Whatever you are thinking, write down on the paper. Then only you'll come to know, because our mind will say, okay, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. But tomorrow when you go to the exam, you will not have all those points on mind. So write down those points on paper. Okay, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. This is the order I'm going to follow. Replicate. Don't change. There may be coding, decoding may be difficult, but attempt with coding, decoding. Maybe instead of 5, you attempt only 2. Then go to the next set. But follow that order. Don't do any experiment tomorrow in the exam. Then choice of questions is very important. I told you which easy questions you have to identify and solve them. At the same time, difficult questions you have to leave. Then spare time for vocabulary and general awareness. Every day this will help you in your interview preparation as well as in your main exam preparation, plus in your English language improvement. Also, these are game changers in your selection, because quant and reasoning, whatever you do, there will be 19-20 ka farak, right? There will be slight difference between you and me. But I am saying, but when you look at this particular thing, vocabulary, that is particularly when you're talking about English and GA, definitely if you're thorough with this, your score will improve. General knowledge out of 45, there are students who have scored 40 out of 40, 35 out of 40, 38 out of 40. That is where your overall score will improve. Particularly English and GK will help you to improve your overall score, because quant, see, I'm good at quant, I may attempt 20 questions in the given stipulated time. You might have attempted 17. The gap will be less, but it's not the case with GA. The students who are thorough with GA and English, they are going to they have a fair chance of getting a final call, final merit list. They have the chance of getting into the final merit list when compared to the other people students. So this is very, very important, right? So now let us look at online classes provided by time. So this is clerical course for IBPS SBI RRB. It is priced at rupees 3,950. It's a 6-month course. But see, the point is like, if you're joined now, we can complete the syllabus for SBI clerk and IBPS clerk by giving 6 hours batch. We have 4 hours batch. We have, depending on your requirement, you can choose the batch and Time for Education channel. You'll get 90 to 95 classes. Videos are valid for 6 months, and homepage is valid for 12 months. That means you will have some what we call these tests, sectional tests, mock tests are uploaded on your homepage. You can write them. Maybe till 1 year you will have time, but videos will expire after 6 months. You will have 8 study material booklets, 112 plus 48. So you will have 160 sectional tests, topic as full length, and you will have 85 mock tests on IBPS, SBI, and RRB as well. 85 mock tests you will. Similarly, if you look at PO, you have 3-month course, 6-month course, 1-year course. You depending on, so the point is that there is no difference in the course content. 250 hours, 250 hours, 250 hours. There is a difference in validity of videos. The videos, course videos are valid for 4 months here, 6 months here, and 12 months here. Validity of home page is also different. But when you look at study material or sectional test, there is no difference. Mock test, there is a difference. 3-month course will get 30, 6-month course will get 75, and 1-year koala will get 130. Current affair cracker magazines also 6 months issues, 12 months issues, 18 months issues. So I'm saying there's a difference in validity, but not difference in the course content. We'll give the same number of classes if you join for any of these variants, right? So any questions from your side and take up, otherwise we'll wind up students. Rose Thomas, time material is more than sufficient. We have provided the 2 handouts on banking, 2 handouts on economy, 4 handouts. Apart from that, we have given sectional test. If you revise that, that is more than sufficient. You also look at Pratyogita Darpan, Pratyogita Kiran also. That will help you. And our magazine. We joined in April 20. Soumya, what you need to do is next 3 to 4 months, because your fresher joined in April, you're writing in 2022, you have plenty of time, but don't waste that time. I'm saying next 3-4 months, get your basic fundamentals right. I told you, right, there's a multiplication table, squares, cubes, reciprocal values, reasoning basics. Get your basics correct. Once you get your basics correct, spend some 3-4 months on improving your basics. Once your basics are clear, I'm saying you can go ahead and you can answer the, maybe you can focus on building the speed and accuracy by writing as many mock tests as possible. Achha, you joined in Vizag. Okay, Soumya, good. So you joined under Rajshekhar sir. Okay, fine. You write, if you have any doubts, you can always Soumya get back to me, send a mail. I've given my email at info@timeforeducation.com. Santosh, your current year magazine of time. Current affair cracker. What's your doubt, Santosh? It's not clear. Quant topics read. Divya is asking. 1 second, Divya. I'll show you. There's only one slide and quant topics. Take note, Divya. So come to an end. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, students. Magazine e-booklet, Santosh. E-booklet of the magazine is uploaded on your mobile app as well as on your student homepage. E-booklet. Okay. Divya is done. Any questions, students? Otherwise, we'll wind up here. We will upload this on Time for Bank Exams YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to Time for Bank Exams YouTube channel. You will get all the videos, previous year questions, quant, DI, etc. discussed there. So you can, we will upload this session there. Okay, thank you so much. 1 second, Soumya, I am writing here. Yes, Anasuya, you apply for both. Apply for both. Current affair crack. Previous year papers, Kiran Publications. Sri Lakshmi, Kiran Publications. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Chirag. Okay, Anasuya. Right then. See you guys. So we will have one more session. Once we schedule the session, we'll send you a mail. Attend all the webinars and try to get maximum benefit from this. Santosh, PDF nahi milega. Santosh, you'll upload this on YouTube channel. You can see there. Thank you so much, Sivaranjani. Anasuya, thank you. Shivani, thank you. So I'm winding up the session here. So we are slightly in the declining stage of second stage of COVID, second wave. So I'm saying, please, if it's urgent, emergency, then only go out. Otherwise, don't go out. Let these cases come down, right? So it will be always safe. You stay home, prepare safe with time classes, students. Thank you, Santosh. Anusha, thank you. Vaidehi, thank you. Right, students, we keep on doing these webinars. Maybe subject webinars also we'll be planning. So once we plan this, we'll get a mail. So register for that and attend the session. Thank you so much, students. Thank you for attending the session. Have a great day. All the best, students.